Hey, everyone. Look, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, live stream. Welcome. My name is Monique Vincent. I am the Chief Connector of Embrace Your Cake and Sisters Inspire Sisters. We are here today so you can meet some of the dynamic speakers. Look, this is how it's going to be on Saturday, y'all. Listen. I need y'all to get ready for the Boys Tour Chicago this Saturday, October 29th. I'm going to start bringing in some of the speakers. Hey, Patrice, how are you?
Good morning.
Good morning. Miss Logan. Yes, look, are you ready for Saturday? And let me bring on in, wait a minute, y'all, our keynote speaker. Okay, let me bring in our keynote speaker, the one and only Miss Chandra Thomas. We are super excited. Again, my name is Monique. I am the Chief Connector and founder of Embrace Your Cake and the Sisters Inspire Sisters Network. And we are coming to Chicago this Saturday. Hey, Precious. Listen. We are ready. We have all of our dynamic speakers. We have another speaker that we have that will be joining us live this week. Hey, Facebook, I see you. Make shareable. Okay. You can go to the Embrace Your Cake page. And what I'll do is I'll share that to my personal page. Hey, Nikki, how are you? We are super excited. Nikki says, hey, Chandra. Look.
Hello.
We are excited about Saturday. I am bringing all the speakers out. Look, all the speakers are bringing out the gym. I hope y'all come with a notebook, a pen, a notepad, because the information that you are going to get is going to be life-changing. So when the Boys Tour hits the city and we say we're bringing out boss women, we're bringing out boss women that have been there, done that, wrote the checks, cashed the checks, and can help you move your business to the next level. So ladies, thank you again for joining me. I am so excited. This Saturday is going to be phenomenal, but we wanted to come on live just to kind of tell the audience what to expect. Also to give you an opportunity to still purchase your ticket. We still have tickets available. So the link is at the bottom of the screen. We have a special. You can use the code BOSS, promo code BOSS, BOSS, because it's going to be all boss women and boss men in the building. We have men that have registered, but you can use that code to get $20 off your ticket price. Let me go ahead. I got to pass the mic. So what I want to do first is just introduce everyone to our keynote speaker, Miss Chandra Thomas. Phenomenal businesswoman, entrepreneur extraordinaire. Sandra, I could go on and on. I said I'm not going to read the bio on this call, but if you could just tell us a little bit about yourself, what you do, and what you'll be bringing to the table on Saturday.
Well, hello, ladies. Thank you, Monique, for having me. Hello, our listening audience. It is truly a blessing and an honor to just be a part of this platform. And I just wanted to be able to encourage our sisters, let them know that if we can all achieve it, so can you. And just share some nuggets, be transparent. I am also known as the source of second chances. I revitalize Black and Brown communities and reduce recidivism in our through offering career training and job placements in way of my company, JC Movers and Lumber Service. And so as a 7-figure Black-owned company, I just want to motivate us and educate us and our community to let them know that your past do not dictate your future. And so through that, it's just been my hope, dreams, and desire to be able to give back to our community. It's not just about me making $1, but I want to show our community how they also can make $1 and provide a good, wholesome source of living to their families. And so it just does my heart good to see us as African American women, how we're just bossing it up, right? We're bossing it up. We're letting them know that we know we just leaving. Look, we wear very many hats, and so just to know that we don't have to always break even, but we can achieve great if we just put our minds and attitudes to it. And my source is just trusting God in everything that I do. And so changing your mindset, your beliefs, and just putting some actions behind it, right? And so I save all the rest of the goody goodies and for that main day. I'm looking forward. I'm just super, super excited.
So I'm gonna go in. I just posted on my private page. I mean, on my public page, and then I'm gonna tag everyone. But did y'all just get what just happened? Right? I, Miss Chandra just came in and she just glanced right over seven-figure business. Okay. But this is the thing. When I say that I am bringing the movers and shakers to the table so we can share information, strategies, resources, we are bringing women in business who have successful, thriving businesses that can help us with information. So when I say you have to be in the room, you have to be in the room.
Yes.
You have to be in the room. And I appreciate how humble you are, but I just have to toot your horn. I'm just putting it out there. Hey, Nishika, thank you for joining us. I am first of all, not only do you have a seven-figure business and a business in an industry where there aren't that many women entrepreneurs, you hire those that have been formerly incarcerated. You give them a second chance. They call you the source of second chances for a reason. You trust, you train, you hire these individuals, and you actually give them. See, a lot of people talk about it, right? And I'm an HR person by trade, 25 years in HR. And I will tell you that a lot of organizations talk about giving individuals second chances, but when it comes down to hire and we have to do that background check, okay, and the background check comes in and they take a look at it, whether it's 10 years, whether it's 15 years, whether it's 20 years ago, they're not ready to give second chances. So when you have business owners, hey, Nikki, it is a blessing. Hey, Marisol, thank you for joining us. When you have business owners and when you have women in the community like Chandra that are ready to say to these individuals, everybody can make a mistake, right? Everybody can make a mistake. So I've been there on the other side. I call it the other side of the desk when you do the hiring and the interviewing and you have to deal with the hiring managers and the executives that say they're all about diversity, equity, and inclusion, right? And giving people second chances, but they don't. How were you able to do that and then do that trustworthy, you know, with
So
integrity?
So going way back to my childhood, my former pastor, Elder Corinthus Robinson, when he built his ministry, his motto was everybody is somebody. And he will always embed that into us. And being an individual that grew up heavily in the church, and sometimes your upbringing in church can kind of be a bit iffy. I come from a sanctified background, and sometimes back in the day they had many stereotypes, right? If you didn't look a certain way, you didn't wear this or whatever, you kind of like distance yourself from them because okay, they're a sinner or whatever. And so God had to deprogram me and reprogram me to let me know what his word says. I have no respect of person. And so when God opened my eyes to truly, truly understand that just as I bleed, you bleed, we all bleed, I had to take those limitations off of people, individuals, and give them another opportunity because we all comes from different backgrounds, walks of life, right? And some things that we didn't have a choice in the backgrounds that we grew up in. We grew up because our mothers, our parents, or whatever didn't have no choice but to let us be born in those areas. And so because they're in those areas, they were, I should say, prone to different things in their environments, right? And so, but when they became an adult, when you know better, you do better. But now when they try to do better, everybody is kind of keeping their foot on their neck. And so I was like, okay, where do we stop this cycle? We always talk about we want to stop the cycle, but no one never really puts it in action. And I just became an individual like, you know what? I don't want to keep waiting for someone else to do it. Let me take the initiative. And so when I was faced with this opportunity, I didn't really even recognize that it was the opportunity that God was giving me to do this second chance program that I desired to do. I was shying away from it, which many times that's what happened when we make our requests made known to God, what we want to happen, but we have our own way of seeing how we want it to be accomplished, right? And so God was like, "Look, you wrote the vision." You made it plain to me. Okay, now let me take you for the drive. You trying to drive? You want to put on the gas pedal? You want to put on the brake? Hold up. What you want me to do? So I'm like, okay. And it came to me by three different individuals. Okay, God, you gave me the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost. This got to be you talking to me. Okay, let me do this. And so I started the business itself really as a side hustle because I was already working my 9 to 5. I had another company. I also do taxes, my refund central tax business. I'm a serialpreneur, and so I'm thinking like I already got this other company. I don't need another company, but God was pushing me into this direction. Okay, so finally I obeyed God. And when I obeyed God, God began to let me know like this is not a hustle. I want you to make this a corporation. And so over the years, I began to say, okay, Lord, I'm going to be a Fortune 500 company. You said speaking into existence, right? You got to speak it. And when you say it, you got to believe what you say, right? And don't just only see it with your natural eye, but you got to see it with your spiritual eye. You got to see it so you can see it. And so I ran with it. I ran with it. Whatever God gave me, I just started running with it. But I had to stay focused. And many times when I started wavering, then I started seeing where he would like pull me back and say, okay, you losing focus. You taking me out of the equation. And so when I would regain that focus, he started just like opening the windows of heaven and pouring out a blessing that I didn't have room enough to receive. And I'm like, okay, is it really this easy, Lord? I just needed to trust you. And I just got like an aha moment, like, okay, you know what? When you find that man, it's like when you cooking your food and you find that right seasoning, you be like, I've been making this spaghetti all the time. It's always feel like it's missing something. But now I done found that it was the whatever, onion powder. That's what it was. Oh, now you don't make sure you don't forget the onion powder. And so that's how I was when I got that aha moment, when I really realized that when I truly trusted God and put him first and acknowledged him in everything that I do, I couldn't fail. I couldn't fail. And so I'm not going to lie and say that our natural man does not rise up, that we do waver and we second guess and we challenges our thoughts. But when I realize when I'm wavering and he puts me, line me right back up, it was easy. So I also call myself the lady of favor because I realized that when he gives me something, he's going to make sure that when I put my hands to it, it's going to be blessed because I'm going to give him what's due his. And so the gentleman that comes into my office, my company or whatever, I feel like he always guides the right individuals to come and work for me. He's not going to give me any old thing because he wants the best for us, right? And so as long as I know he wants the best for me, he's not going to send me to people that I know ain't going to want to do right, that's going to be disobedient, that's going to be rebellious, that's going to be a problem or whatever. So he gives me the ones that he know that I can talk to, that's going to listen to me, that's going to respect me, that's going to respect my customers, that's going to not try to get over on them. And so I don't have to worry no fret. When I give it all to him, it's
Wow.
done. It's done.
That is so good. That is so good. And you know what I think about when you give them those second chances, it could have been me. Like I could have been one of them in that position. It could have been anyone here. We could have been in those same positions. So thank you so much for the work that you do and for the business women that you are. And listen, for those of you that are that was just a tidbit. Okay. That was just a tidbit of what you are going to get on Saturday. Now I just want to pass the mic along to another one, and I call her the finance and wealth strategist. Okay, because we had a conversation. We were on probably supposed to be a 30-minute call. And I think finally it was like, you know what, we could be talking all day, all the time, because the information was so good. So, Patrice, I want to pass the mic to you. You could just introduce yourself, tell us what you do. I know you're hailing from Chicago and what you're going to serve us with on Saturday.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm excited to be in the room with many of you ladies this upcoming weekend. So I am Patrice L. Stewart. My slogan that I use most of the time is I'm the realest tax and business strategist that you will ever meet, more likely. So I am my company is Tax Credit Academy. That's my main business that I do, that I have. I do also have a coaching and consulting company, and then a real estate investment company as well. But Tax Credit Academy is really what everyone knows me for, and pretty much what I'm going to be coming to and talking about this weekend is really getting in, knowing and understanding your numbers, right? For business owners, I feel like a lot of people start the business, right? Set up the LLC, set up the corporation, set up the non for profit, but a lot of people do not focus on the sales, the numbers, which is what really counts, right? How are you growing? Do you have a bookkeeping system? How are you running profit and loss report? How are you knowing your income and your expenses, right? So for me, this is something that I come across a lot of business owners in being in this field. I've been in the accounting, banking, tax, and finance industry for over 18 years. I started my company in 2008, and I've been completely self-employed. I got let go from corporate America in March of 2013 and decided to step out on faith, use my God-given gifts and talents, and I've been completely self-employed ever since. So I'm very vocal with that, right? As to how did I grow and build, a multiple six-figure business in that amount of time, and kind of doing it on my own and believing in myself and trusting in God, right? I think God is a very big factor in our businesses, in our lives, especially with the vision, right? With how you move forward. So I'm excited. I know I recently came in on the tour, but I'm definitely excited to kind of go over more, where I'm educating, the people in the room, really, like I said, more about knowing and understanding your numbers, creating systems and sales and processes, for you to be able to, grow and scale your business to the next level.
Wow, thank you so much. And you didn't even talk about the investment part yet, because we talked about that. Didn't talk about the investment. So we are going to come back around. For those that are here and we have in the comments, yes, do the math. I always say we all are one thought or decision away from being where we were. Thanking God. Thank you so much for that, Nashika. Listen, I'm excited. Saturday is going to be phenomenal. If you haven't purchased your tickets yet, if you haven't invested in yourself yet, and it starts with an investment, right? When you want to take yourself and your business to the next level, you need to be in the room with those that have done it and those that have done it successfully and are also doing it by faith. For those that might not have your pen and pads, take out your pen and pads. I mean, there's some good information that you've received already. And again, our link to purchase the tickets is at the bottom of the screen. I want to go ahead and pass the mic to, I call it a media mogul, and also my little sister. And I'm proud of her because a couple of days ago, Antoinette, you posted something on social media which was very transparent, which was very brave, which was very courageous. And a lot of times we like to talk about the good stuff, right? And we want to show the good stuff, but we don't want to talk about the journey that we went through to get us to that good stuff. And you shared that journey. So we have spoken several times. You do phenomenal work, but just tell us a little about you, what you do, and what you're bringing to the table on Saturday.
First off, thank you for even having me be a part. From the day that I met you, it's been nothing but just great things blossoming from the relationship. So I appreciate you for having me on the platform. I'm Antoinette Logan, the founder and CEO of the AIM Agency. We're a creative agency that focuses on brand development and lead generation strategies. We take our clients from idea to brand, brand to business, business to elevation and profits, meeting you where you are to help you achieve your next level business goals. And I said that first because that really is going back to what the post that you're talking about, like the transparency part. I've been a lot of different titles and things that people want to put on you just because you exercise in your creativity. So I'm one of them people. I don't really care about the title. I just change my hat when I need to. And I started out really in hair and credit repair, but I quickly moved over into the music industry. So even though I was a singer and I started that way, when I got back home to Chicago to do music, I was with the label and they pretty much made me be a rapper chick because I was with a bunch of rappers. So I had to show my behind a little bit, literally, and going with that whole territory, chasing a dream of that I don't even want anymore. It definitely was Little Kim, Megan, and Cardi before there was such. And they used to say all the time, this is where you're gonna be stuck at, because once you show your behind, that's all you could do. Don't nobody else want to see or hear nothing else from you. And I'm like, no, you got me messed up. I'm a Libra, first of all, and I could do whatever I want to do because it literally starts with a decision that I'm gonna make for myself. It starts with I. Whatever I want to do, I'm gonna make that happen. And I had an opportunity to be on a reality show on CNBC, and that's a network that's all about business, finance, news. So I just made a switch one day. I literally said, I'm not ready red. I'm finna be Ask Miss Logan. My name is Antoinette Michelle Logan. So me being in Brandon, I want to keep that AML thing going. And I made a switch. I went and deleted everything as far as my old music. I call myself erasing history. What? Because for one, I had a son. He's gonna be 16 in a couple months, and at that time, he's already at the age that he know what I'm talking about when I say what I'm saying in these songs stuff. And I don't want my son thinking about that when he listens to this music. So I went and deleted everything. And I mean, you might can find some stuff, but you got to dig deep. And I just rebranded myself and I showed the world what I wanted to show the world. I became who I saw myself being, from mentors, from images of people like the women on this platform right now, from, things that I saw that I wanted to become for not what for like my mom, the person I didn't want to become. So I was looking like, okay, that's what that looked like. I want to do the opposite. I want to do this. And I just started and here we are. Um, Coming this Saturday, I'm really excited to share with everyone how you can really globally brand your business without leaving your home and without hiring a publicist. It's crazy, but it's true. I had a client that was really an anchor client, and this particular client basically paid all the bills for my business because they had multiple businesses. And one day when the bill didn't get paid, it made me have to take a look at my life. Real talk. So I'm like, okay, how am I gonna make this switch so that I can pay all my bills and not like hit the ground? And the only way that I was going to be able to do that was to get in front of my target audience immediately. I didn't have time to build a new campaign, go and do no new flyers and all this extra stuff. Bills needed to be paid. Like I'm literally shaking talking about it because it was critical. Like you can't even understand how critical it was. But anywho, I just knew that I needed to get in front of my audience. So I took the time to start building a list of creating who already is talking to my audience. What media platforms are literally talking to my audience every day where I don't have to go and find them. And I'm not talking about the big people that I got to give $1,000 to or $2,000 to get in front of their audience. I'm talking about niched platforms that had small audiences. And when I say small, I'm talking some may have 500, some may have 1,500, 2,500, but we're not talking about millions and billions in their audience because a lot of these platforms are growing. Some are very consistent, but it's a small niche group of people. And I did that, built my list with that, and then I started reaching out. I didn't have all the things that people will tell you need because for one, I already had a business. I wasn't sending out no resumes and looking for jobs and things like that. So it was no need for me to have my quote unquote branding kit together because that's not what I was doing. I was running a company. So the media kit that I was sending out was 2, 3 years old. It didn't even have current information. I had to update it to put the information about my new book on it. My website, my personal website, it wasn't updated because I'm running a company. As long as the company stuff look good, that's all I care about. That's what the clients need to see. So I didn't have a good media kit. My website wasn't what I call up to par. It still isn't, but that didn't stop nothing. All I had to do, I sent that information over. It showed who I was. I had a link tree and a publication that talked about my book from 2 years ago. And that literally got me booked on more than 300 platforms just in the last 90 days. So I'm going to show you exactly how you can do the same without having to hire a publicist or leave your house if you don't want to.
Oh, Antoinette, we're losing the sound. Can anyone else hear Antoinette? Okay. Antoinette, we lost you for a minute. We lost the sound. That was good.
That was
That was really
Sorry.
good. That
Yeah.
was okay. That was just giving us the information. And a lot of times that research, that market research is so important. And the fact that you went to these other brands and you looked at the similar type of audiences and you were able to get yourself on 300 platforms. Listen, ladies, men, Saturday, you have to be there. Okay, this information is priceless. This information is things that we need to know to move our business forward. Antoinette, thank you so much for that. We are going to come back around. And I did not mention that Antoinette is a member of the Sisters Inspired Sisters Network, also
Yes,
one
yes.
of 50 Phenomenal Women. That book will be out in November. Oh, wow. All of this sounds great. Looking forward to being in Chicago on Saturday. We are looking forward to seeing you. So now I have to pass the mic to I'm going to say another one of our divas. We're just going to be divas for today, y'all. Okay. We are going to be divas. All right. I'm a diva all the time. Look, let's be honest, y'all. Y'all want to try and act like y'all not divas. Precious is like, yeah. Look, we are business divas, okay? I'm a diva all the time. So I want to pass the mic over to another one of our Sis Network members, one of 50 Phenomenal Women, also a speaker at our conference in Houston, and also did a book signing in Houston. It was phenomenal. Precious, welcome to the stage. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and about your business and what you're going to pour into us on Saturday?
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm Precious Stevens of the Posh Academy, and everyone pretty much calls me the Draping Queen. I teach entrepreneurs, creative entrepreneurs, how to attract higher paying clients through premium draping. That was my initial business that birthed maybe about 8 other businesses, right? But that's the one I'm super passionate about. And what we do is we teach them how to leverage their natural talents, their natural gifts, and turn it into a profit. That was my whole experience over the past 4 years, being a full-time entrepreneur, being able to leave my job that I thought I was going to be stuck at for the next 10 years. But this new opportunity, this new thing, just gave me a totally different lifestyle, a totally different experience. And like you were saying, Antoinette, I found that blue ocean. And even though it's a very niche industry, it's a very profitable industry, being able to generate me 7 figures finally. And I'm just super passionate about people just taking their natural talents, their natural gifts, and turn that into profit and stop running around looking for the thing or looking for their next thing and realizing that it's right there within yourself. It took me a long time to discover that. I didn't done all the things: fashion, makeup, hair, side gig, employment forever, not even realizing I have the natural thing right here, baby.
Right.
Wow.
So I'm super passionate about that. I could talk about tapping into your niches all day, any day, all hours of the day, and just teaching my 3-step framework and exactly how to do that, how I was able to do that, and not only just do it, but maintain it and have it scale and grow. That's pretty much all I talk about.
So, Precious, you were able to build a 7-figure business in 4 years?
Actually, it was 3.
Okay. All right. So now you're showing off. All right. It was, excuse me. Look, excuse me, girl. Excuse me. It was 3 in 3 years. And explain to everyone, because when you say draping, everyone might not understand exactly what that is. So can you explain to us what the draping is?
So draping is the thing, it's that aha when you go to these events and you see maybe a backdrop or some kind of fabric that's hanging, and it may be a picture backdrop, it could be behind a wedding table. It's the thing people look at and go, wow, I teach that.
Wow.
Now, how many women have you see? I have to pull these things out because you know what? And we are boss women. The boss women get on the call, and I'm telling y'all, they're being a little humble here. Okay, don't want to fully toot their horns. But I've done the research. Okay, I've done the research. Patrice was saying you have to know your numbers. I know my boss women. And when you are a part of this platform and the Boss Tour and the Sis Network, I'm doing my research. I want to know about your company. I want to know about you. I look at your bio. So I'm just saying that's why. So when I say that some of the information is not being shared, I need, look, we have to toot our horns. So you turn that, the draping, you've trained how many women to do this?
Woo, child. So to date, maybe about 523. Our last number for the last tour was 472. And normally per tour, I teach 100 women, and we tour 4 times a year. And I tour around different states. This next year we plan to go international, taking our class international. But about 523 women hands on. Now virtually, I have a virtual program. Virtually, it could be upwards of 1,500. Then I also teach on YouTube. That's 20,000. So
Wow.
collectively, I don't know. It's a lot. Let's just say it's a lot.
Thank you so much for that. And okay, so I don't want to give too much, but there is a story that Precious shares about the money in the wall. And I'm just going to leave. I'm gonna leave that alone. There is a story about the money in the wall, okay, that y'all need to hear about before this business got launched. So, Precious, don't tell us about that until Saturday. But look, for those that are on the line, you need to be in the room and you want to hear this information. So, I don't want to keep you ladies too long. I want to thank you so much for being on this call. But if everyone can just leave our audience or leave the women with a tip, one, an empowerment tip, and then also why you feel it's important for them to be in the room on Saturday.
Well, I will start with something that I've been saying. I said sight, right? So sight is a function of the body, but vision is a function of the heart. And so when you want to move in your vision because it's in your heart, move forward. Don't procrastinate. Um, my new saying is now what? So you got your vision. Now what?
Okay. That's good. Don't tell us, look, don't tell us what until we get there on Saturday. So you have, did y'all hear that? Somebody needs to put now what in the chat. If you could put hashtag now what in the chat, you have your vision, now what? What's the next thing? What do you do next? And if you want to know, we want to see you in the room on Saturday at the Chicago Boss Tour. You heard that directly from our keynote speaker, okay? 7-figure business owner, someone that pours into those that have been incarcerated, reducing recidivism. You need to be in the room. Thank you so much. Hashtag we have now what in the chat. Okay, Antoinette, what is your empowering tip and why should women attend on Saturday?
The one major key of being in the room for me, I definitely did not start the things that I'm doing today by having all the information at my fingertips from day one. The key was who I knew, who I could connect to, who I could rub shoulders with, who I could spend time with and learn from. Being in the room with women who have done what you want to do and some of what you haven't even thought you may want or need to do. That is key right there in itself. Because even though I'm on the platform to speak and share what I know, there's a lot that every other woman on this platform has to share that I need to know. So I too am coming to gain information, to learn and be a better woman. If you want to grow in business, you need to be in the room so that you can learn from people who have done it already.
Wow, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Patrice.
So well said. I like that. I like that. I guess my biggest piece would be for me. Okay, I wanted to say this really quickly. Many of us come from corporate backgrounds, right? And sometimes you guys are when you want to step out on this business, you don't necessarily know what to do, right? You don't know how to do it, and then you're also stuck with what should you represent? What should you put out, right? And so for me, I have always been my authentic self. That is why I call myself the realist tax and business strategist, because I may come on and curse you out a little bit. Okay. I may come on and tell you what you really need to hear, because a lot of times I'm speaking to people who look like me. Yes, I work with all races, but I'm very passionate about the people who look like me, especially when you are born and raised in the community, right? In the hoods, right? And so sometimes we limit ourselves because that corporate life and that corporate lifestyle will put you in a box. And I just want people to know and understand I am my real authentic self 100% of the time. When I'm not in office, when I'm in office, when I'm online, when I'm not online, this person who you get is who you will always get. I don't change myself because I have a business. And so for me, one of my other slogans is I'm book smart, street smart. I have financially sexy on. I really am teaching my community how to switch your mindset. You can be book smart and street smart. You can be hood and educated. You can do and be exactly who you are, okay? And not have to change yourself the way the corporate world teaches us. And you can get out here and you can work with people. You could be passionate. Your purpose could be working for you, and you could still be making profits, okay? So that's what I really want to leave for the people to get in the room, and kind of piggyback off of what Antoinette said. When you get in the room with people who are not doing what you're doing, or who are going where you want to go, it also opens up your mindset to see the next level. If you want to reach $1 million, you got to get and start rubbing elbows with a millionaire. You got to have that conversation with them, right? If you want to go to your next level, you have to get in the room with people. So understand that we are here to help. It's not the Mean Girl Club. We all gonna mix and mingle, right? It's not one of those events, because I don't do a lot of events. I'm gonna just say that I'm very particular with who I work with and who I allow around me, and allowing my space and my energy. And these women here, we are all coming here to, on Saturday to do that, to just bring you the knowledge that you need. So that's it. That's my sign off.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, Precious.
Yes. So pretty much everything that everyone is saying is relative, and it kind of cross promote everyone's message. My one thing that I want to tell you guys is take inventory. And when I say take inventory, I specifically mean how you said about the mindset. So many of us are not where we want to be because of us. The name of my book, my last book, is Anything's Possible. And at the end of the day, anything is possible once you adjust your head for the crown. So many of us walk around talking about the crown, without even acknowledging the responsibility that comes with it. And some of us don't have the capacity and not willing to do the work. So take inventory, realize where you are, realize what you need to get to where you're trying to go. And like everyone else said, get in the room.
Wow, that was so good. Thank you so much for that. And one of the other things that I like to stress is that we don't have to do it alone, right? So a lot of us are there, we are working, we're trying to get our businesses to the next level, and we're doing it alone. And we have to change the narrative on being vulnerable. We have to change the narrative on asking another sister or a brother for help, or a sister. We know it all. We don't have all of the answers. And like Antoinette said, I do. Every time I have these events, I learn. Every time I have these events, I'm empowered. Every time I have these events, it increases my education. I don't have all of the answers, but I want to put myself in a room, and that's what I do. I position myself with women that know what I don't know. I don't need to be the one in the room that has all the answers and that knows everything. I position myself in a community of women that know what I don't know, because they have what I need to get myself to the next level. If you are watching this, if you are in Chicago, if you're going to be there on Saturday, get yourself in a room full of women that know what you don't know, and women that know what you need to know, right? It's just that simple. It's just that simple. In order for us, and we always talk about generational wealth, and I talked about it the other day, we cannot do this thing alone. information, resources. And the thing is that you're going to get some of this information in a day where you might look at connecting with a coach or being with a coach where you'll pay thousands and thousands of dollars for. Now, I'm not going to say that there aren't coaching programs, because we all have coaching programs. Okay. And you'll hear about those programs at the end. But what I want to tell you is, get in the room. You don't want to miss out on this information. So, ladies, I want to thank you so much. I want to thank you for the transparency. One of the things that I talk about in terms of being a boss woman, right? And when I say be a boss, it means being a boss of yourself and being able to really step out into your leadership role and being transparent. I'm very transparent about who I am. So I'm a mixture of three people, okay, that everyone is aware of. And at any given time, one of these people might come out. So I'm a little Oprah, I'm a little Viola Davis, and then I'm a little Mary J. Blige. Okay. So for those that were on at the beginning of this broadcast, you heard a song that was probably more on the Mary J. Blige side, but that's who I am and who we are. Every woman on this panel, on this event, is sincere about giving, is sincere about pouring into other women, and is sincere about their faith, being obedient and listening to God's word. This isn't easy, right? Obedience isn't easy, but I could go on and on. So I'm going to leave this here. Listen, Saturday, we want to see you in Chicago, the Hilton Garden Inn, Bolingbrook, Illinois. You can get your tickets at the Boss Tour Chicago. The link is at the bottom of the screen. Use the promo code BOSS, get $20 off. We look forward to seeing everyone on Saturday. Have a great rest of the day and a great rest of the week. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.